literal man-child, man-baby that is sucking on his mother's teat.
Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg Podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our savage take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/the SaVeg Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the SaVeg Podcast.
Where we are wearing the same clothes as last week. And why is that, Daniels?
Well, we are not filthy, and we're not wearing the same thing for a week. Basically, guys, what we're doing is, and thank you, Rose, we are doing a pre-recordation.
Yeah, once again, we're doing a pre-recordation, which means you know what's coming.
Oh, you guys know. You know what we like to do for our pre-recordations. And it's a fan favorite.
Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole? And the question is, Rose, am I the asshole? Yes.
Yes.
But basically, I have a friend coming from the UK to come stay with me next week. And, you know, I would feel bad if she's staying and I'm like leaving to record and do all sorts of stuff. So Rose has kindly agreed to... Against her will, guys. Sometimes Rose be an angel.
I was tired as hell today.
Yeah, Rose was very tired and very,
you're
very
making
cranky.
me record 2 goddamn episodes.
Damn.
Anyways, guys, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you like us on every podcast platform.
Oh, God damn.
And make sure you check out our Patreon, patreon.com/the SaVeg Podcast.
And what do they get on Patreon, Rose?
You get every episode ad-free, every episode a week earlier than everyone else, and you get bonus episodes every single month. So make sure you check it out.
Yeah. So guys, as you know, for our pre-recorded content, we love to do Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
And that is what we're going to do today. So for those of you that are new to the podcast, just checking this out for the first time. Well, first of all, where have you been? This podcast has been going on for like 3 years.
Oh my God, so long.
So you got lots of content, lots of episodes to catch up on, get into the archives. But basically what we do for Am I the Asshole, there is a subreddit thread where basically individuals can go on there and they post their stories. It's all sorts of stories. I love it, and Rose loves it as well. It's very topical. There'll be lots of conversations around like relationship dynamics and parents. It's all about family and a lot of marriages and like weddings and all this stuff we love to talk about. So much drama. So basically they'll post their story on there because they don't know internally. They're like, am I being the asshole in this situation? I'm going to post my story out there and see what generally the audience or what people think, and they comment and they do all sorts of things on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shall I kick us off?
You shall kick us off, Rose, and you tell me. I'm guessing you've already found one that you want to talk about. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of juicy ones.
God damn, there'd be new ones
based on the titles.
It.
So, am I the asshole for being racist to my in-laws? Racist is in quotations. By in-laws, I mean my daughter-in-law's parents. So 2 months ago, my daughter-in-law, who is female, 26, gave birth to my lovely grandson.
Aww.
Okay. My family and I are Bulgarian Orthodox. Before my grandson was born, I told my son and his wife that I'm going to pay for all baptismal expenses and any child expenses for the first year as long as they gave the kid an Orthodox name. Interesting. They both agreed.
Controlling.
They both agreed without much consideration. They named him David Antoine. Okay. David is the Orthodox name, and Antoine is honor of the uni professor who mentored both my son and his wife, who sadly passed away during the COVID pandemic. The thing is, while my daughter-in-law converted to Orthodoxy, I don't even really know what Orthodoxy is, but okay. Anyway, her parents are atheists of African origin. I don't like where this is going.
Me neither.
Her parents are atheists of African origin, Ivory Coast, who moved to France. They really wanted their grandson to have a traditional Ivorian name. So 2 months ago, when the baby was born, they found out about the name and the deal they threw a massive fit, directed primarily at my wife and I, name calling, cursing, accusations of racism. And frankly, I wasn't having any of it. I told them that they were insensitive and insulting to not only my religion, but also that of their daughter, to their daughter's decision, and to the mentor of both their daughter and my son. I told them they were uninvited to the baptism due to their behavior unless they apologized to the parents of our grandchild. Both my son and his wife agreed with my decision. The baptism is next week, and while I've been in no contact with them, my son tells from the discussions they've had, they're still pretty angry and unwilling to apologize, but they said they will come to the baptism whether I like it or not.
Okay. The drama.
And my sister tells me I've been acting like an asshole towards them and I should let them join next week if they show up. I maintain that they will not be allowed at the after party. And then there's an edit. It says, oh, wow, this post really blew up and it's a bit overwhelming. It says, number 1, when I said they will not be allowed at the baptism, I meant at the after party, which will take place at my home. Only church officials can kick people out at the ceremony itself unless they are disruptive. I don't see a reason they'd be kicked out. Number 2, my son and his wife paid for their own wedding. She converted on her own free will because it is what she believes in. Oh, so she's converted. Interesting. Okay. They originally planned to name my grandchild just Antoinette. I suggested an Orthodox name so that the child can have a protective saint to call upon if harsh times. But everyone will use the name Antoinette to address him. My son and his wife can afford expenses even without my help. I don't want my in-laws to be happy with the outcome. I just want a simple sorry and for them to be civil at the party. Oh, Jesus. That was a
journey. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Rose?
So... hold on, I'm trying to like backtrack here.
I know. I'm trying to fully understand what happened. So
basically, she wanted, I guess, the daughter-in-law and the son are both Bulgarian Orthodox. Don't really know what that means.
Me neither.
It's some sort of religious thing. Okay. Yeah. And so she said that she would pay for all baptismal expenses and childcare expenses for the first year as long as the child was given an Orthodox name.
See, and I think that's a little bit manipulative.
It is.
Because it's like, hey, and this is just my perspective, guys, but hey, I'm going to dangle this carrot out in front of you. Like, if you guys want some money. And they said that they're both financially fine.
You don't need the money, but still.
But still, it's a help. Like, if someone turns around to me and says, hey, guess what? I'll pay your mortgage for the next year.
Yeah.
I mean, I can afford to pay it the next year, but if someone comes to me and says, yeah, but there's a condition.
You got to get baptized.
I got to get baptized. I got to do this. I got to attend church. I got to do X, Y, Z. It's it no longer becomes a kindness gesture. It becomes almost like
it's like a bribe.
It is a bribe. It's a bribe.
So I guess the parents were atheists and they really wanted their grandson to have a traditional Ivory name. And then they found out about the name after the fact. And then they threw a massive fit, primarily directed at the grandparents.
I think that they definitely overreacted because ultimately, at the end of the day, actually both parents are being a little bit dicks because at the end of the day, it's the kid's choice or the children's choice what they want to call their baby. Their kid's choice.
Yeah, exactly. It's the parents' choice.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but if my parents we want you to call your son or daughter X, Y, Z, I'll be like, well, that's nice. If you guys want to call a kid that, have another child.
Yeah.
This is my child. I'm going to be calling them what I feel like.
Absolutely.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. So I think this poster is an asshole for originally bribing them in the first place to have this name and meddling into this business.
Yeah. Why not just offer your kids, because if you want to support them and you want to give them a leg up or you want to help them in life, why not say, hey, really excited to be a grandparent. I'm willing to pay for, if you decide to get the child baptized, but it's up to you, I'll pay for the baptism. And guess what? I'm going to help you guys out because I know how tough it is to start. I'm going to pay a year of your childcare costs.
But then she doesn't want to
strings attached.
There's a lot of strings, Daniel.
I know.
She doesn't want to support them unless he's,
No, but this is what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not just do it as a kindness gesture where you're helping your kids out?
Yeah, there's obviously ulterior motives. So basically, I think she's an asshole for doing that. I think the parents of the daughter or the daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
They overreacted for sure. I don't necessarily think it was racist, although I do wonder if there were other instances beforehand that would cause them to say that's racist. Maybe there was an ulterior motive to get them to name their child this certain name so that they don't get this ivory Ivorian name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there might be something missing.
Yeah, there's probably more to the story that we don't know about. Obviously, there is more to every story. But I definitely think on both parents' parts, like the one parent's like, oh, he has to have an Ivorian, or he or she has to have an Ivorian name. The other parent's like, no, he has to have a Orthodox name because he needs to have a saint watch over him. It's like, it's not even your kid. Like, fuck off.
But you know
Sorry.
how grandparents can be.
No, I know. But I'm just like, honestly,
you're totally right.
Fuck off. Both of you guys. Everybody is the asshole in this story. I'm sorry. Like,
everyone's the asshole?
Yes.
That's the verdict?
That's my verdict.
That's your verdict. Okay, so let's look at some top comments.
Okay, let's hear it.
The top comment: definitely you're the asshole for using your money to manipulate the outcome you wanted with your grandchild.
Thank you.
In regards to your in-laws, it is unclear if you've given them any other reason to think that you're racist.
Exactly that.
There you go. Frankly, you strike me as an unreliable narrator. I totally, exactly what we said here.
Yeah.
Because again, just by the name alone, I feel like that's a reach to say like, oh, that's racist.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I have a little bit of a, inkling that this isn't the only time where something like this has happened. And then, was this the person? Hold on, I need to see the name of the, okay. The name of the poster is Senior Buyer. Senior, all right. Okay. Yeah. And then I told them they were insensitive and insulting not only to my religion, but that of their daughter, to their daughter's decision and the mental. Okay, so this is like someone quoting what this original poster said.
Yeah.
And then someone wrote, agree, this wasn't a daughter's decision. She was flat out bribed by them to make a decision in their favor. Exactly.
Which also makes me wonder, because he's like, oh, the daughter converted on her own free will. I'm wondering, well, was there other bribes involved?
Exactly.
Were they saying, hey, if you convert, we'll pay for your wedding, or we'll give you a down payment for a house? Like, what was there other manipulation stuff going on here? You know,
or maybe it was like, oh, like, yeah, I don't know if I believe that the daughter converted, because I don't know, like, she came from atheist background. You know, it's not uncommon, I guess, for people to convert, but I would say that there has to be some level of manipulation, some level of like, oh, if you're dating my son, I want him to be in an Orthodox family, like all this shit.
Especially, it sounds like these people are very religious. The fact that they're like, he has to have a certain name, blah, 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 blah. Like, they're not just like kind of a little bit religious. They're like very religious.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying you're the asshole. Yep. And then someone said, wait, so you basically bribed them to name your grandson an Orthodox name? And then someone wrote, Jesus Christ, why can't the parents of this baby make the decision about the name? You're financially incentivizing your level of input into a decision that isn't yours.
Yep.
And now the in-laws are upset that they didn't get a say. Back off, dinosaurs.
Exactly what I'm saying. Everybody's the asshole.
Yeah, you all had your turn to name your own kids. This is ludicrous. Yes, fucking preach.
Thank you. I agree. Like, don't get me wrong. If I was having trouble thinking of names, I might say, hey, mom, dad, like, what do you guys think are some good baby names or whatever? Yeah. But like, I'm not going to be like, if my parents come up to me and they're like, you need to name your child this name, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Unless it's a name I was actually considering.
Like obviously you can be like making suggestions. Yeah. And then the parents can decide for themselves, you know, what to name their baby. Like, holy mother of Christ.
God
Anyways,
damn.
She's an asshole. Possibly a racist. We don't know.
We don't know, because you're right. I love someone's like, I don't trust the narrator of this story.
I don't trust it either, because it's like you're trying to make yourself look good.
Because like, why would somebody all of a sudden be like, that's racist?
Exactly. Like, unless they're absolutely unhinged, which, you know, maybe they are.
Rose, when you're drunk? No.
God damn. I call everyone racist.
Like, Rose, it's time to go. Daniel, that's racist.
I jokingly say everything's racist. If someone's mean to me, I'm like, that's racist.
God, nay.
All right, Daniel, pick one. Pick a good one.
This was okay.
It's a whole journey.
Am I the asshole for telling my daughter-in-law she's a nuisance and to stop touching my shit? Update. Oh, why is there an update already? Like, I don't get it.
Read the initial one first.
Okay.
Yeah.
My son got married young. He literally went off to college for a semester and by Christmas got married.
Oh my God.
Who are these people? He dropped that bomb at Christmas. Anyway, she's 21 and is staying here and son for 2 months since their apartment is getting fixed and had a water break. At first it was fine, but we are day 17 and this is awful. She tried to help and she sucks at it. Her help just causes a ton of more work for me. For example, she wanted to clean the bathroom. She used an abrasive sponge and now the mirror is messed up. She mopped when I was at work and she used boiling water and harsh chemicals and the stain lifted in some areas of the wood. I didn't even know you could do that. I told her if she wants to clean so much, just put things away. Well, a few days ago, she cleaned the living room and removed every cross in that room. That seriously pissed me off, but I reiterated that to keep things in their room unless it is obviously in the wrong place. Today, I came home and she reorganized the whole kitchen. She moved all the pots, utensils, my table got moved. I told her she needs to put everything back and why she thought this was a good idea. She told me she didn't like it, so she fixed it. We got an argument over that where I called her a nuisance and to stop touching my shit. She ended up crying, and now my son is on my ass.
Is that it? Do you want to read the update?
Update. I talked to my son, and they will be paying for all the damage. I talked to her and told her to explain. She explained she has one chance why I shouldn't kick her out. Well, according to son/her, she's off her medication. My new conditions for her staying is she gets back on it, and if she believes it's not the right fit, to go to the doctor. She left after screaming a bit. I don't think she's coming back. My son is unsure if she will be back. So that is where we are. What the hell?
Oh my God, what is going on?
That took a deep, dark turn.
Yeah, so hold on. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Is she an asshole?
I don't think she's an asshole per se. I think that it sounds like the daughter-in-law is trying to help.
Yeah.
Right? Like she's trying to help. She's obviously not doing a good job at it. So just it sounds like the mom is being like a little bit like intense.
Yes.
Like very OCD about her space. And I think if that's the case, just basically tell her what you want. Like just say, hey, you know what? You don't have to clean.
Yeah.
You don't have to organize. Just live here. I'll pick up after you. I'll deal with it. Like I don't want you touching anything. Like, so just leave it. Like, I think she needs to like set those expectations and those boundaries because clearly she doesn't like anyone doing anything else in the house.
Wait, I'm trying to understand. I think she's upset that it's deeper than just the house.
I think she's pissed that her son got married so quickly.
Exactly. She's pissed that her son got married. She is now all of a sudden randomly living with this random girl that is supposedly her son's wife.
Yep.
In this house, and she's obviously 21 years old, like so young.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she's trying to help.
Mm-hmm. But it is kind of crazy. Like imagine your son goes off to uni.
Yeah.
3 months later at Christmas. So he leaves September. Christmas, he comes back. Mom, I'm married. Here's my wife.
Oh my God.
Like you just be like, and don't get me wrong. There are some marriages that like they marry after like a week of knowing each other and they're so in love and blah, blah, blah. And they last. But like majority, it's not like that. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
especially like typically the couples that are going to last are people that have been together for a long time. They wait a while to get married. They don't just like shotgun wedding.
Yeah. Totally.
Like fuck.
So I think she's like a little bit obviously very agitated. So I think she's like a little bit of an asshole just because the daughter's she's probably trying to help.
Yeah.
And obviously she's not doing a good job.
Yeah.
So instead of like being like, don't do that or like whatever, you could maybe show her how to clean a bathroom.
Yeah, just be like, hey, this is how you wash the floor.
Yeah.
This is how you do this. And like help her instead of just being like, don't do it. Or she's like, I can't believe she like, and I guarantee if she's writing about it, she probably talked to the daughter-in-law about this stuff too and was like, why did you do this to the floor? The floor's wrecked.
Yeah.
You know, like she probably wasn't just like, oh, the floor's been wrecked. Like I'm sure there's a lot more drama to it than, you know.
So, I mean, but then, okay. So let's see the comments.
Okay, let's hear it.
But it sounds like she has like issues as well. The daughter-in-law.
Yeah, she needs to be on some kind of medication.
So like maybe there was more to the story. So then first comment, they quoted this part. Today I came home and she reorganized the whole kitchen, moved all the pots. Yeah, that part's weird. And the fact that she said she didn't like it, so she fixed it, that's weird as well.
Yes. But it could be because she's off her meds.
Yes. So I don't know what she is sick with, but... And then somebody wrote, not the asshole. What the heck? Who thinks it's okay to rearrange someone else's kitchen while being a guest in their home because they didn't like it? She's well-intentioned, nuisance, but I can never say this word. Nuisance, but a nuisance nonetheless.
It's interesting. I've had a situation very similar to this.
When?
Not that I had a shotgun marriage or anything like that.
When that happened?
So I had a friend stay with me once. They were temporarily living with me just for...
Do I know this friend?
Yes. They were temporarily living
Who
with
would
me.
Be?
I'm not going to name and shame people on this podcast.
Write it down here.
I had a friend.
Ani Tanari. I knew it.
So this...
I didn't know that this person stayed with you.
Yeah. So this person we were in the UK and they were moving back to their home country.
I would just like to say for the record, I have always known this person was absolutely off the wall.
Yeah.
Continue.
So anyway, being the kind, genuine, gentle soul that I am, you know,
easily manipulated,
the carefree, the just angelic saint, if you will. I offered.
Doormat. I'm just kidding.
I offered up my place, and I was like, "Hey, you need a temporary place to stay for like
I can't believe you
for
did
like
that.
I think it was maybe for a week before they were
no way in hell.
leaving to go to the. Okay, Rose, you gonna let me finish the story, or are you just gonna keep cutting me off here? Now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so they came to stay with me. I think maybe it was 2 weeks. It was like a short period of time, like a week or two, where they were gonna stay there, and then they were going back to their home country. So I was like, yep, totally fine. Bring your stuff. And, you know, I know you're moving, so you probably just have not very much stuff. You know, like you're leaving the country. This person shows up at my place with the most insane amount of shit. Like they came in a van and they just had so much shit. I was just like, what is going on? What is going on? I don't know what all this stuff is. Like, how do you have so much stuff? And how are you bringing it back to your home country? Like, none of this is making sense.
Well, I mean, I would have warned you about her, and I did, but you didn't listen. You should have known this person is off the wall. She's off her meds.
She's off her meds. Anyway, long story short, the reason this story reminded me of this, I had gone to work.
Oh God!
And I came back, and my entire bedroom
had
been like rearranged. Like this individual had put they put all of their bedding onto my bed, additional pillows. There was like another lamp in there. There was perfume sprayed to like make the room smell a certain way. And I was just like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
But of course I'm just like, oh, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not so fussed about my space really. I'm like, as long as the bed's still comfy, I'll deal with it. Like this person's not going to be here that long, so I can just like revert back when they leave. But I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, what the actual?
Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't even ask me. Like, you should have just texted me and been like, hey, I'm thinking of like rearranging your bedroom a little bit and like putting on some like new like different bedding, like. And all this stuff, right?
Right.
I mean, to be fair, she like let me keep a lot of the stuff, which was kind of nice. Like some of the things, like the light and whatever else. But I was like, at the same time, I was like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
anyway,
maybe this person's not the asshole then, because that sounds awful.
It does. Like, imagine if I'm staying with you, Rose. You go to work, you come back, and I've rearranged your whole space.
Oh my God.
You'd kind of be like,
oh my God.
What the fuck? You're like, why are you moving my things? Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, guys. I don't know.
Well, you're crazy for letting that person stay with you.
What do you guys think if somebody was staying with you temporarily for a week and they rearranged your entire bedroom and like put new stuff on, sprayed like perfume to make your bedroom smell a certain way?
It's weird.
Like, what would you think?
If they cleaned it and they cleaned things wrong, I can kind of try to be
sympathetic.
They're
trying to clean up.
They're trying to help. But I think I'm trying to understand because it's like, oh, she's ruining things. So I would be pissed off as well. But then I guess in that situation, she probably would have been like, don't do anything. Like, you don't have to do anything. You clearly don't even know how to like wash a mirror, you know?
Clearly. Like, why would you use an abrasive sponge on a mirror?
Yeah, like, see, it's weird.
Some things are common sense,
maybe there's more to the story.
Yeah, there probably is.
So a lot of people saying, not the asshole. She's staying in your home for 2 months temporarily. There's no need for her to reorganize anything to her liking or to fix it.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
I think it's like some people, even when they're staying somewhere temporarily, and I'm not like this. I'm just very like go with the flow. But I think some people, they need, even if it's for a short time, like if they're coming to stay at someone's house for 2 weeks, they need it to feel like
their house,
like their space. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I think that's why some people, and I could be wrong, but why some people feel the need to kind of change things a little bit to like make it feel like it's theirs. You know?
Well,
or make them feel more comfortable in the space.
That is called being selfish.
Or get your own space.
Yes, or get your own fucking space.
Yeah.
That is unacceptable.
And that is called GTFO.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my house.
But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like she needs help.
Yes.
Sounds like she needs help. Sounds like the son is going to get a divorce very soon.
Oh, God. I mean, you marry someone after 3 months.
Oh God. And also 21 years old. Like, I think the times when it might be successful. And of course there are cases when people marry very young and they marry very fast and it works for some reason. But these are like once in a blue moon scenarios. Usually if people marry fast, but if they marry when they're like 30 plus or 25, 27 plus or whatever, there's a higher chance of them surviving that marriage because they've obviously gone through life experience. They know how to not to use a fucking, rough thing to wipe a mirror. Yeah. They know how to mop a floor without ruining the floor or whatever. Yeah. So like having that life experience teaches you a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're 21, you just haven't had enough time,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're off your meds.
Mm-hmm. Preaching to the congregation, Roses.
God damn. Okay. So let's see. God damn. There's a lot of drama, a lot of family drama.
It's always the family drama. Like all of it. I feel like all of Am I the Asshole is family drama.
Family or relationship drama.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually where,
That's where most of our drama lives.
Yeah. Okay. So here's one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not letting my boyfriend move in because I don't want his kids in my home? I, female 28, have been seeing my boyfriend, male 30, for slightly over a year now. He has 2 kids, female 9, male 7, from his past relationship, and has them, what is EOWE? Every other weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't live together. He shares an apartment with his brother, and I live alone in the apartment I own. I don't like people in my space, and kids even less so. My home is my sanctuary.
I see where this is going.
Not the asshole. Recently, my boyfriend asked if he could move in with me. He is normally a chill guy, and I was sort of considering it. But I decided against it since he is a dad, and wherever his home is, his kids would have a right to it too. I don't want kids messing up my home. I told him no, but he started begging, saying how his brother wants to move his girlfriend in and they want him out and he cannot afford an apartment by himself. He went ahead saying since I own my apartment, he would be able to save up on rent as well. Red flag, red flag, red flag. I stood stern on my decision and I told him while I understood his situation, I don't want to open my home to kids. He tried saying how it is just 4 to 6 days a month and he will make sure they behave. I refused to relent and now he's calling me an asshole because of whom he will lose custody. So he's blaming her for potentially losing custody because if he can't find a good home, his ex will sue him.
And how is that her responsibility?
Exactly.
Oh, God.
I know. Don't
Okay.
even. Don't.
I'm already, he's the asshole. But anyway.
Am I the asshole for not letting my boyfriend move in because I don't want kids in my space and may cause him to lose custody? And then there's a little bit, I think she added extra.
Yeah.
She said, for everyone calling me out on having a relationship with a man with children, it's not a serious relationship. At least I never considered it to be. He stays over 2 to 3 nights a week at most. We have never talked about commitment long-term or moving in before. I had at the beginning told him I don't want anything serious and he has agreed to keep it casual.
So they're like friends with benefits.
Kind of, but also like, I mean, they're still dating, but like she doesn't want to be, which is understandable. Like, okay, they're boyfriend, girlfriend, but they're keeping it like that. I'm not child free. I do hang out with kids. I have nieces and nephews. I babysit at their home or take out for fun. I haven't met boyfriend's kids because he said we weren't serious and he didn't want to bring random people into his kid's life. I accepted because we aren't serious. This asking to move in was out of the blue. I don't want kids in my apartment because kids tend to be destructive and make a lot of noise. I have seen what kids have done to the apartment he shares with his brother. They have legit broken a Mac laptop of his. If they were teens or better behaved, I might have considered more. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. I think there's so many things here, guys. This
guy, they need to break up.
Yeah. First of all, if the audacity, okay?
I know.
The audacity and also the kind of gaslighting, and hear me out here. The audacity for him to go to her before and ask her if he can move in and say it's not a big deal. The kids will only be here 4 to 6 days of the month. When up until this point, he hasn't even introduced her to the kids because they're not serious enough. Now, all of a sudden, they're serious enough
when he needs a home.
When he needs a home, when he does this. And then to further it, to gaslight her and tell her that she's the reason he's going to lose his kids because he can't find a suitable home. I'm sorry. Did she have kids with you? No.
Exactly.
Is this her responsibility? No. Like, and I think I would have like been more on the fence if they'd been dating for like a long time. They were serious. I would have said like, eventually you're gonna have to get used to his kids being in the picture because you know that's gonna be part of your life. Then it would have a little different stance. The fact that it's been casual, the fact that he himself did not introduce her to his kids. And now, because he's in this situation and kind of desperate, he's like latching on and being like, "Oh, I need a place. Like, I'll just stay with you now, and the kids are only going to be here."
And I don't have to pay rent.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. What?
Well, I think what he meant by that is not that he didn't have to pay rent, is that it would be cheaper. Like she'd probably charge him a cheaper rate.
Let me reread that part.
Okay.
He said, he went ahead saying, since I own my apartment, he would be able to save up on rent as well.
Yeah. So save up, like as in like she would charge him a little bit cheaper because she owns, because again, then he's going to use and abuse her. Not abuse her, but like use her, because like, I'm sorry, but like,
and this is why we don't date baby daddies.
I know. The thing is, I honestly would be open to dating a guy with kids. It doesn't bother me that much. But again, if it was the case, like this woman, I would put the ground rules down. Like, hey, like, I'm comfortable meeting your kids and stuff, but they're not going to be like at my house. They're not going to be like, you're not going to be moving in here and having your kids here all the time. Like, I'm not ready for that, you know, especially not right now. And like she said, maybe if they're older, more well-behaved, the fact that he's like, I will, and you just know, this is a recipe for disaster. The fact that he's like, oh, I'll control my kids and make sure that they don't wreck anything. It's like, she's already seen the fact that they smashed a laptop at you and your brother's place. And if you and your brother can't control them together, what the fuck makes you think you're going to be able to control them at my house? Hell no. Oh, not the asshole. She is not the asshole. He is the asshole. He is the fucking asshole.
Yep. Let's see here. A lot of people agreeing with us. Not the asshole. Someone wrote, it's generally your choice who moves into your home. And then he wrote like a few things. He said he first asked, why date a father? She addressed that. She said, red flag. He wants to move in and not pay rent because you own your apartment so he can save up on rent. That would be a red flag. See, that's how I read it as well. And she didn't really say anything about that.
Yeah, but I think it meant, I honestly do think it meant, because
he'll pay less rent.
Exactly. Because generally, again, not so much now, but generally speaking, if you have a mortgage, it's like lower than what you'd pay for rent.
Yes. And if you move in with somebody else, you're paying.
Exactly. So that's what I think he meant by that.
Right.
Not that he was going to like not pay any rent. I don't think he went that far.
And then after the original edit, this person said, even more not the asshole, since you both agreed you are not serious. He is in trouble and you are his easy way out of his financial problems. Exactly. Do not let the dude move in. And then people are saying you should reevaluate your relationship, which I completely agree.
Especially if it's supposed to be casual. I think at this point she's probably thinking,
I'd be like, fuck this shit. Like, I can't deal with this.
I would be so pissed, because I'm like, first of all, again, like we both agreed that this was fucking casual, and now you're getting mad at me because I'm not going to let you move in, and you're telling me that I'm going to be the reason you lose your kids. Fuck no.
Yeah, fuck you. Maybe you should have a stable job before having 2 fucking children.
Exactly.
And then maybe talk to your brother. Does your brother have to move in with the fucking girlfriend? Like,
exactly.
Can't the girlfriend and all 3 of you live in the same fucking house?
Well, why can't the girlfriend and the brother share one room? Because that's what they're going to do. And you have the other room.
Exactly. Why do you need 2 fucking rooms for a couple? Anyway, somebody wrote, that right there is a hobosexual.
Oh my God.
Do not let him move in. Not your business to house him and his spawn. Not the asshole. There is no person more in love than one who doesn't have anywhere to live.
Did you write this, Rose? No, I fucking love this person.
I love it. A hobosexual.
A hobosexual, and you do not have to have his spawn in your house. There's no one more in love than someone in a desperate situation. Oh my,
this is so true, right?
Yeah.
Because before that, he's like so happy to keep it casual when he's not in a financial situation. All of a sudden, he's like, let's move in together. Don't you want to live with my fucking children? Fuck no.
Exactly. Oh, God. God, people are so manipulative and conniving.
Can you imagine?
I would be so mad. I'm like hooking up with somebody. It's very casual. We've established that it's casual. Yeah, we're like dating kind of, but again, very casual. And then all of a sudden they get into a situation. They're like, well, it's your fault. I'm going to lose my kids because you won't let me live with you. And it's like, no, when has that ever been my fault?
And it's going to be a disaster, even if you moved in the first place, even if there were no kids in the picture, because you're only moving in because he's in this like financial ruin, not because you're ready to move in together.
Exactly.
It sounds like you were perfectly fine living separately. And all of a sudden he's in this like financial ruin. So whether or not his kids are involved, I feel like is irrelevant. The relationship's going to go nowhere. It sounds like.
Exactly.
End the relationship. That is the end.
Yep. The end. Do you guys?
God, can you imagine dating someone like this?
No, Rose.
Jesus Christ.
Shall I pick one?
Yee.
Am I the asshole because I don't want my boyfriend to leave me with his 3 kids while he leaves for 10 days?
God, what's with the... Are you sure you want to date a guy with kids?
No, not anymore. Like, what the fuck? My boyfriend, 50.
Okay.
And myself, 39, live together, have been together for a year and a half. I have one 4-year-old daughter, and he has 3 kids that are here every other week, ages 7, 10, and 14.
Whew.
The 7-year-old and the 10-year-old have behavioral issues and ADHD. They are quite a handful for me, who's adjusting to life with 4 kids when they're over. And I've had trouble bonding with them. I've caught the 10-year-old stealing from me a few times, and the 7-year-old is super hyperactive and needs consistent attention, and he's super loud. Boyfriend just told me that he's leaving on a 10-day work trip, and 5 of those days his kids will be here. He's leaving this coming week. He hasn't asked if it's okay with me. He just told me this is what's happening. When I asked him why I'm the last person to know when I should be the first because I'll be watching his kids, he tells me referring to them as his and not ours is toxic.
I'm sorry, what? They've been dating for a year?
A year and a half. He volunteered to be one of the guys that goes for this work trip. He's a general laborer. I'm dreading these 5 days watching all 4 kids. It's an absolute madhouse. And I'm still trying to adjust to a new life with 4 kids. And we haven't lived together long. Am I the asshole for wanting his kids to stay at their mother's for those 5 days? Or for him to come home on the week they come?
Not the asshole. He is the fucking asshole.
I know. But you know what? The fact that she referred to them as his and not ours is considered toxic.
Well, did they even have a discussion about that, first of all? Like, because usually those things take time, okay?
Yeah.
This is a relatively new relationship. Imagine a year and a half into your relationship, all of a sudden, you have 3 extra kids?
Yep.
I get it. Of course, like, eventually you probably, if you were the stepmom or whatever, you probably want to, like, eventually, like, take them as your own.
Well, and also, like, don't plan a trip like that when you're away.
No.
What he should have done is work out with the mother, like their mother, and say, okay, maybe I'll take them for 2 weeks if you can watch them for this week while I'm gone, because I'll be gone on this work trip. Like, you work it out.
Talk to your girlfriend first
and say, is it okay?
And say, is it okay? And if the girlfriend says yes, then great, fantastic. Don't have to worry. But if she says no, like, the fact that he didn't say anything, and this would never, like, a woman would never do this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's only, this is like, he thinks it's okay because he's the man.
Of course.
And he can just leave his kids whenever he wants because he has a girl to watch his 4 children. Yeah. By themselves. Are you joking?
Oh God, that's too many kids.
A woman would.
Oh God, it's so many kids.
Would not think. I mean, some women maybe.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is so. I feel like it's almost normalized for this type of behavior to happen. It's like, think about parents, even biological kids. The woman, if she wants to take time off, or go do something, she has to make all kinds of arrangements.
Exactly.
Whereas a guy is like, oh, I'm just gonna go have food with my buddies.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
You can just watch the kids, babe.
Like, what the fuck?
Our kids. You're not everyone's
not
agreeing.
The asshole.
Not the asshole. And then this person quoted, he tells me referring to them as his and not ours is toxic. A year and a half in, you aren't married, and his kids are now your kids. I doubt their mom agrees with that. Mm-hmm. He's just throwing around a buzzword to shut down your valid argument. He's dumping his responsibility on you and going back to his argument. I'm willing to bet that whenever you try to discipline those kids or lay down the rules, they suddenly become his kids again, and you have no say in how they're handled.
Yep.
And then someone else put, this isn't this. Agreeing with him that he's just throwing around a buzzword. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this isn't the sort of thing you spring on your spouse as a done deal. It's something you very carefully ask for, and possibly do a dry run for a day or two in order to see how it works, provided, of course, your partner agrees on it. In no way are you obligated to do this, and should possibly suggest that she's happy to talk to the kid's mom. See what she says about the idea. Not the asshole. This man is using you.
Yes.
He volunteered for his trip. He's going to enjoy time away with the guys and without the responsibility of looking after his own children.
This is exactly it. I was thinking it's either he's cheating or he just wants to take time off.
Uh-huh.
And like, because the fact that he didn't even ask shows me that he's like forcing her to do it, because like, what is she going to do? She's a good person, I'm sure, and she's not going to just leave the kids on the fucking street. It's like, what the actual fuck? He's a 50-year-old man, Daniel. A 50-year-old man.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Absolutely fucking insane. He's such an asshole. Like, this is worth like it's worth considering your relationship status over.
Just drop them off with their mom. You're not their parent. If the mom finds out he abandoned her kids on his custody time, how do you think that will go over?
That's another thing. It's like, does he not care about his kids?
It's wild.
It is absolutely wild.
So people agree with us.
People agree.
Not the asshole. They're not your children, okay?
Yeah.
You've been together a very short time.
Sounds like he just wants to have a babysitter.
That's exactly what it sounds like. A babysitter, a live-in cleaner and babysitter.
Oh my God. Honestly, I cannot.
This is just like making me not want kids.
It's honestly making me question everything about children.
I feel bad because like a lot of these kids just end up in these shitty situations where it's like the parents, I mean, not all situations are shitty.
If we had kids, I feel like we do a very good job.
Well, speak for yourself. I don't know. I'm
No,
a bit crazy.
It would drive us crazy.
Yeah.
But I think I would definitely be more hands-on than this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and you would ask people, you'd be like, is it okay if
I
my
wouldn't
kids are
leave
here?
my kids with my boyfriend I've been dating for a year and a half without telling him.
Yeah. And just be like, surprise. By the way, I'm gone for 3 weeks to a trip
It's
to
like,
Asia.
does she not have a life of her own?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
All right, Rose, let's hear it.
Oh, this one. Okay. Am I the asshole for saying my mother-in-law acts as though she is in a relationship with my significant other? I, female 26, and my husband, male 32, is a complete mama's boy. He'll call his mother for hours and talk to her and spend time with her more than he does with me. I recently hit my 6-month mark in my pregnancy and asked my husband to help me get ready with all sorts of things with the baby. He said that that would interfere with time spent with his mom. Oh my God.
Oh God. Here we go.
And replied with, yeah, it might, but I need you. And I replied with, it might, but I need you more right now. And would you, if you did. Okay, why can't people talk properly?
I know. Some of the writing is so bad. I was like realizing that when I read some.
I need you more right now. And like, would you be able to do this other thing some other time? I don't know, whatever. He gave me an offended look and said, you know my mom comes before you. I was kind of shocked, but I explained to him that we just needed to get ready with a few things here and there and that I wouldn't need more help later in the week. He just she's being way too nice to him. He just ignored me and went to his mom's house. After a while, she called me and said, I won in a snarky voice, and I just bit my tongue and said, maybe I'll win next time. And she hung up. I could hear my husband laughing in the background.
What the actual fuck is going on?
I know. And that just angered me for a while. And I was walking around lifting my fold upstairs. Okay, I don't know. It hurt like hell, but got it done. Okay, she had to do something.
Yeah.
Anyway, our anniversary rolls around the corner a few weeks later, and I got up and got my husband's gift ready that day and cooked his favorite meal. He came back from work, and I was upstairs in the bathroom, and he left. I got all eager and happy that he was bringing some sort of a surprise, and waited in the living room. 30 minutes go by, and I call him and said, where are you? He replies, oh, I'm at my mom's house. I don't appreciate what I said about I don't appreciate what I said about this, so don't go hard in the comments. Oh, so she wrote, okay. So he said, I'm at my mom's house. And then she said, she might as well be having your kid. Because clearly you seem like you're with her. It seems like you're with her.
Yeah.
This person needs to type properly. Okay. Basically, she might as well be having your kid because clearly you seem like you are with her. I hung up the phone and it was probably on speakerphone, and minutes later I get a bunch of texts from them saying that I shouldn't be jealous, I should respect my mother-in-law, and that I should maybe find something to do instead of being a bitter asshole. Am I the asshole?
Oh my God.
And then she did an update. I read through the comments. Oh boy. My husband and I have been together for 5 years and we were married for half a year. Or one, I don't know what this means. 1 to 2 years? Half a year?
Yeah, half a year.
Okay, again. Maybe English is not this person's first language.
I don't think it is.
I never really noticed things like this because of me being the blind person I am to these kinds of things. I think it all started when we got married because as soon as we did, she lived with us for about a month before leaving my all-grown son. I think my mother-in-law is competing with me, and I might even have to give my husband the ultimatum because after reading these comments, things could only get worse from here.
Oh no.
I've talked to my husband after I posted this. I didn't tell him about it. And I asked why he visits his mom so often. His only response was that she was an important person in his life and he's grateful to her. Bullshit. I've now only realized that my husband has been acting as if he's married to his mom. I'm seriously considering getting a divorce because of what I've been reading. My mother-in-law has no intentions of changing her behavior. Thank you for all the input. I'm going to have a long discussion with my mother-in-law and her husband and my husband.
And her husband sounds like
well,
it.
Sounds like
God
it.
Damn.
Definitely not the asshole.
No.
This is a serious situation of mama's boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a severe case of mama's boy.
This is like mama's boy that was never weaned.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
like get off the teat.
Yes.
Like you got to get off the teat.
32 years old and still sucking.
Like literally. It is so bad. I can't even.
what would you do?
She sounds like she is a little bit of a doormat.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is the first time maybe she's like put her foot down, maybe, which is I mean, no, not that she should have stood her ground before.
Yeah.
But it's understandable now that she's pregnant that now it's like blowing up more because
of course.
she obviously needs more help as she's carrying your child.
Yeah.
Mama's boy.
This is the thing. I appreciate it. Like, I mean, if my partner is like close with his parents,
Yes,
I think
love
that's
that.
great. I think that's great. But at the end of the time, at the end of the day, we're partners, right? Like, I'm not saying that I need to be valued more than your parents, but I should be at least equal.
Yes,
like,
especially
in a sense,
if you're married.
Exactly, because it's like you're with me. Like, I'm the person,
Carrying your child.
Exactly. I'm the person. I'm the person doing the fun stuff in the bedroom. Okay. There's a reason you're with me.
Hopefully more than that, Daniel.
Of course. There's an emotional connection, all of that.
All that jazz.
The physical connection, everything. So like, I'm sorry, but like, I think it's honestly, it reflects really well when you meet partners that have good relationships with their parents. Don't get me wrong. If you don't have a great relationship with your parents, I don't think that necessarily reflects poorly. Yeah. But I just said, like, it's something that I like when I meet somebody and like, oh, they have a really good relationship with their parents.
Of course, it's a good sign, but
exactly.
a good relationship, not a dependent relationship.
This is like some kind of like,
this is a toxic relationship.
Yeah, it's like, what is that like Greek mythology where it's like, that person like,
Freudian.
Yeah, Freudian tendencies or like I want to sleep with his mom or some shit.
Yeah. Ew.
Like, I remember this book that was like this guy, him and his wife, I can't remember how the story goes, but basically he goes to see this prophet and the prophet's like, oh, your son is gonna sleep with your wife and kill you or something, your guys' son. So they're like, we need this son killed. So they give him to this like sheep guy, or the shepherd.
Okay.
He goes to kill the son. He couldn't do it because he's like a baby. So he gives him to like a really far away village.
Okay.
He grows up, ends up not realizing who his parents are, ends up killing his dad and sleeping with his mom.
No!
Yeah. This is like this kind of shit, but this is different, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Oh,
anyway.
it's going in that territory.
I know, because I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, what? Also, like, why do you need to be at your parents every single day?
Yeah, this is
especially with a pregnant wife.
Exactly. Take care of your wife.
Yeah, you should be
Help
doting
your
on
wife.
her.
Exactly. She is carrying your fucking baby.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong. Maybe his mom made huge sacrifices. Maybe she's a single parent raising him. Great.
I get it.
But you need to
toxic.
this is
this is
beyond
unhealthy
toxic
behavior.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, even if you didn't have a significant other, this is unhealthy
attachment. Hugely.
Like, this is not okay. This mother clearly did not do a good job raising this son. So let's look at the comments. You're the asshole to yourself. He's told you and showed you many times that you and the baby are not important. Why are you still there hoping for change? I agree. This is the thing. She is not she's letting this happen. Yeah. Okay. And of course it's not her fault.
And it wasn't happening just because she's having the baby. This has been going on for a long time, right?
It seems like she's been letting this happen for years and you are not respecting yourself enough to move on from this. The fact that she even got pregnant with this man's baby, just that kills me inside.
With this man child.
Is this literal man baby that is sucking on his mother's teat. Get off the teat.
I'm dying.
And then somebody responded to that comment saying this: surely there were signs of things to come before your marriage and pregnancy. Why are you still there? Again, like, this is a little bit gaslighty, like you're blaming but at the same time, like, I get it. Yeah. I get it. And then somebody wrote, my mom comes before you, said no one to their lifelong wife. Exactly.
Yeah.
The fact that he said that, divorce.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, immediate divorce. Like, again, I get it. Like, your mom is important. Parents are fucking important. Yeah, absolutely. But to say that to your wife,
yeah, that's bad.
That you will never be good enough for this man.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Divorce, sign the papers.
Exactly. At the end of the day, guys, and I say this time and time again, you got to be a little bit selfish. And if someone is treating you like this, like,
it's not even being selfish. Like, you know what I mean? To leave.
Yeah,
she's not being selfish.
But I mean, not selfish, but like,
you got to care for yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
God damn. So somebody wrote, not the asshole, it's over and everyone in your life needs to know why. I don't know what that means. Okay. Oh, wow. Condolences, original poster on being the pregnant side chick.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
Somebody wrote, not the asshole, it's time to get a good divorce lawyer and look into getting primary custody because I have a feeling he would try to take the baby away from you so him and his mom can raise the baby together. Somebody wrote, you are a fool if you stay with this man. You are robbing yourself and your child of the life you could have. Even if you never find someone else to love, you could have a life of being respected and treated as a worthy person and not being a second-class citizen in your own home. Dump Dump his sorry ass and make a life for yourself and your child that doesn't include his mother. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but everyone's like, not the asshole. Why are you married to this man? Why are you? Someone wrote, you're the asshole for being a doormat. Get out now.
God damn.
Oh God.
Which makes sense.
Absolutely insane. God, what? Seriously, it is putting me off of men. All these stories, all the men are assholes.
Although I feel like this is kind of similar to another one that we had.
They're all very similar, but interesting in their own way.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife that I'm not obligated to pay for her goddamn family?
Did he write goddamn?
No. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that I am not obligated to pay for her family?
Interesting.
I'll make this as short as possible. Thank you. I'm 27, married to my wife, female, 27. 2.5. We married 2.5 years ago, and everything is working out great for us. Congratulations.
Sounds like it's not.
We both work full time. My wife works in IT, and I own my car dealership business. So the next month is my brother's fifth year anniversary. So I decided to give a whole family a big gift. I am taking all of my family, me, my wife, my mom and dad, my brother and sister-in-law, and my younger sister to Goa for a nice 10-day vacation where we'll be celebrating their anniversary. Everyone got really happy and started planning / shopping for the trip. Yesterday, my wife asked me if her family can come to the trip. And I said, yes, they can come, but they'll have to pay for their own expenses. She got upset, and I'm not on board with this. I told her, she got upset that I'm not on board with this. And I told her I'm not saying that they are not allowed to come. It's just if they come, they have to pay for their own travel. And I'm not obligated to pay for her family. Later, she accused me saying that I don't even like her family, and a small argument happened. So was I the asshole here?
Oh, jeez. First of all, it's like, what does he do for a living? He seems to be very rich.
Well, he owns his own dealership. Yeah,
so he's paying for him and his wife, his mom and dad, brother and sister-in-law, and the younger sister.
His younger sister, yeah.
And to celebrate his brother's
5th year anniversary
with with the sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the asshole.
I don't think so either, because it's like
a family thing. Like, it's one side of the family.
Exactly. It's his brother, right? It's like that side of the family. Like, it would be different if him and his wife were celebrating their 5th year anniversary and they were excluding her family.
Yeah.
But like, it's his brothers, and he's treating his family to that. Like, he shouldn't have to be obligated to pay for her whole family to go as well.
And I'm assuming that he is paying for it with they have separate accounts.
I'm assuming
they maybe have a joint account, but I'm assuming he's paying for it with his money.
That's what I'm guessing.
So then maybe he can suggest, why don't you pay for your family
if you want them to come
with your money?
Exactly.
If you want them to come, why am I paying for your entire? That's a lot of money.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Where's Goa?
Goa's in India.
Okay, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, like, come on now.
Yeah, and he's already paying for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people already. 7 flights alone.
Yeah.
We're talking a minimum of $14,000.
And
Minimum. That's like
it sounds like they're gonna do. Maybe he's paying for other things too.
Yeah, like accommodation.
They're expensive.
To be fair, when you get to India, it is more reasonable there.
But just the flight alone.
Yes. And that was estimating they can get a flight for $2,000 each return, which maybe they can't.
Oh my God. So yeah, I don't think he's an asshole, but I need to get more information.
I don't think he'd be an asshole.
I don't think he's an asshole. Like, it's like it's like, it's like a gift to his family. Mm-hmm. I get that you're married, but I don't know.
Yeah. Also, like, I would do that. Like, I mean, I would do that in a sense that, like, let's say there's something that I really wanted to do. I might treat my family.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I'm obligated to treat my partner's family as well. But maybe that's like a weird way to look at it.
I don't know. Is that weird? I don't know. Okay. So somebody wrote the top comment, not the asshole. Okay. So agreed with us.
Okay.
This vacation it's for a celebration of something in your family. Mm-hmm. They want to tag along for no reason, it seems. And they just want
a free trip. Yeah.
They just want a free vacation. To celebrate something they're not a part of, they want a vacation. They pay for a vacation. Agreed. Yeah. His money, his rules. It's an unfair expectation to pay for his wife's family to celebrate an occasion that they have no familiar or emotional ties to. Not the asshole. The wife's being entitled just because her husband can afford to pay. He is under zero obligation to do so. Mm-hmm. The original poster is paying for the vacation with his own funds.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah. Oh yeah. So somebody wrote, info. Do you and your wife share finances? If so, then she is also paying for this family trip, blah, blah, blah. And then this person wrote, Yeah, so in that case, I think it'd be a different story.
Right.
Because then you're sharing your finances. So now, then I would feel like you would need to treat
Of course.
do another trip with her side of the family.
Yeah.
Because then that's fair. And then somebody in the original poster responded to that and said, no, we don't. We have separate accounts, and I earn 4 to 5 times more than her, so I pay for the majority of things.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So she is literally just trying to get a free vacation for her family because she knows he makes a lot of money.
Also, I just think it's so cheeky. Like, if I was with my partner and his brother was their anniversary, and my partner was like, you know, quite well off, he decided to pay for all of them. I'm not going to turn around and be like, can you also pay for my parents and my brother and like all these other people?
It's really weird.
Oh, it's
and
a bit cringy.
Even just to like invite them is a little weird. Like, I don't know how, like, it doesn't sound like they're super close, like the in-laws and everything. You know, it just seems really just strange. Like, even just to invite them. But, you know, obviously he's nice and he's saying they can come.
Yeah. They're more than welcome
to come. Just pay for it yourself.
They just got to pay for their own trip.
It's already fucking weird that you want to come to this fucking family trip.
Exactly. It's
they're not part of the family. Like, they're part of your family.
Yeah.
But they're not part of the extended family, technically.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's weird.
They always say a marriage isn't a marriage of individuals. It's a marriage of families.
Bullshit. Bullshit. So yeah, a lot of people saying not the asshole. And then, damn, your wife can long jump. She comes to the conclusion that you don't like her family because you won't pay for their travel. Get the fuck out, not the asshole.
I mean, true though. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay for your family. If they want to come, sure, they're more than welcome. If you have savings, you can pay for them if you want, like through your own bank account, or they pay for themselves.
It's so weird.
Simple.
And then someone wrote, but brother's 5th wedding anniversary isn't even a thing. What the fuck?
Why is that not a thing?
I think what they're saying is like, why would other people even get a gift for someone else's anniversary in the first place? Yeah, like I think that's what they meant.
Oh,
it's like, yes, like 5th anniversary, like it's not like a big thing for other people. But yeah,
but maybe
so like
for that family it is.
Exactly. He's like doing a nice thing. He's just doing a nice thing for his family.
Yeah, and maybe they wanted to, maybe there's more to it. It's not just that. They want to have a family trip together. Yeah. They want to do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Like,
there's one controversial opinion. Okay. You're the asshole. Yes, I'm contradicting a lot of views here. Original poster and his wife are a married couple. Irrespective of who makes how much money, I'd say that major money decisions are to be made jointly by them. The original poster is spending a huge sum of money to sponsor his family, his parents, brother, sister-in-law, and his sister. Nobody else in his family is being asked to share the expenses. Wife wants her family to join in as well, and I'm assuming she alone is unable to afford the expenses due to the gap in earnings. Original poster could have offered to share part of the expenses for her family because both sets of parents should be treated the same way. If she doesn't object to her husband spending a fortune on his family, I don't see why original poster and wife together can spend for her family too. No, you're wrong.
Yeah, I also agree, because I think to myself, well, it's funny how when it's a major financial decision, all of a sudden it becomes a joint financial decision versus other things like the bills and shit like that. They're already paying more for it anyway. Yeah. Like, that's okay. So don't because they're earning different salaries, all of a sudden it's not equal there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the outside family and treating them on a vacation, all of a sudden it should be a joint decision. Yeah. It should be financially equal.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, well, none of it's financially equal. Like, honestly, if my partner's earning 4 times more than me, good for him. Like, great.
Yeah.
And if I have to pay, like, we'd obviously work it out with bills and stuff because I'm going to be paying less than him. Yeah. I think that's only fair.
Right.
But like, if he wants to do stuff outside of that, like, why is it all of a sudden I'm like now equal in this?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, well, you know what? You're 4 times, 5 times my salary. But I want to make a decision on your money that you've earned as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a very like weird area, and I feel like it's an archaic way to look at marriage because especially nowadays, like I feel like a lot of my friends that I know have gotten married, they usually keep their finances separate.
Yeah.
Like that's like a thing now where they have a joint account, they have a joint savings, all that kind of stuff, but they work out the bills however they can. But like, how funny is it that this person is like, oh, for these types of decisions, it should be equal, equal.
And also I would argue like, it's not like he invited everyone and said, okay, my side of the family, I'm going to pay for you.
Yeah.
They are just clinging on to this trip that they weren't even invited to in the first place.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit different. Like, for example, like, let's say you all went out for a big dinner. You invited your side of the family. You invited your wife's side of the family.
Yeah.
And you all went out for dinner and you only pay for your side of the family.
Yeah,
I would kind of call you an asshole.
That's shady.
That's shady and that looks fucking bad.
If you pick up the bill, you pick it up for everyone.
Exactly. But he wanted to do something for his side of the family, which is normal. Okay, you don't have to do everything together as a family. And then all of a sudden, you just want to sneak in there and get a free trip? Fuck
India. No. Yeah. Guys, am I let's see how long this is.
God damn, be long as hell. Be a story and a half.
God damn. Okay, guys, I'll try to go through this quickly. Am I the asshole for yelling at three old church ladies? So before you come after me with the torches and the pitchforks, please be aware that I did not just randomly pick out 3 old church ladies to berate. After the worst of COVID ended and people started going out and doing stuff again, I started getting a ridiculous amount of people showing up at my door trying to sell me stuff. These included all sorts of different things. It got to the point where I seldom had a week go by where I didn't have somebody at my door at least 2 to 3 times a week. That would be fucking annoying. I do not like people showing up at my house unannounced, especially ones that I don't know. And I work in the evening and into the night, so I'm sleeping during the day. And these people always end up waking me up. I got a couple of the basic no solicitation signs, but people either weren't seeing them or just outright ignored them. Finally, about 6 months ago, I had a huge sign made about 2.5 feet wide by 4 feet tall, black background with red letters, and stuck it to my front door. And this is what it reads. Absolutely no solicitation. I work at night, so if you bang on my door right now, you're going to wake me up, and will not like the version of me you meet. I don't need my trees trimmed. I cut my own grass. I already have internet. My car is not for sale, and I'm not looking to find Jesus unless you are from the USPS, FedEx, or Amazon. Do not beat on my door.
Okay, that's a little long, buddy.
Yeah, Continue. It is. This is working. This worked fine until a few days ago. For some extra context, I was on day 18 of 21 straight at work. Long story. Damn. And I'd only went to bed about 2 hours earlier. It's about 9:30 a.m. and I hear somebody beating at my door. And a moment later, they start ringing my doorbell. Oh. I stumble out of bed, put on just enough clothes to be decent, and I go look at the door to see 3 white-haired old ladies that look to be in their 60s or 70s. I open the door looking what had to be half drunk and half crazed, and clearly pissed, and very bluntly asked them what they wanted. The first words out of their mouth are something about being from some church and trying to spread the word of this or that. At this point, I just very bluntly cut them off and tell them this. So I'm going to assume that at least one of you ladies can read, right? Don't answer that. More of a rhetorical question. So here's my question. Assuming that the 3 of you can read, I'm wondering how you missed the gigantic sign on my door that blatantly says absolutely no solicitation and mentions your kind as I pointed at the part about not looking for Jesus. To make a long story short, I got very loud and frankly quite belligerently and yelled at them to get the hell off my porch and told them that I wasn't going to find Jesus. I wasn't looking to find Jesus, but I was going to show them the devil if they ever beat on my door again. One of them said they felt my attitude was uncalled for, and I told them that beating on my door when I had a clear sign stating not to was uncalled for. I've told this story to a few people, and opinions have been very split about it. Am I the asshole?
He sounds a little bonkers.
I mean, he definitely sounds like an intense individual.
Yeah. First of all, I would shorten the sign because that's way too much on a sign.
It is.
I don't think he's an... I don't necessarily think he's an asshole, but he's kind of an asshole for being that insane. Like, maybe you need to work on your temper a little bit. I get it. You're working hard. Yeah. You're a little pissed off.
And also, I think the part that's hard though is like he'd only had 2 hours of sleep.
That's probably why.
I feel like I would if somebody like normally I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, oh, like obviously you guys didn't see the sign. I'm not interested. Have a lovely day. Like take care. And just close the door. But if I had been on 2 hours of sleep and they woke me up in the middle of my like night shift and I
still don't think you would yell at them though.
No, I probably wouldn't, but I'd be like, like I would be
pissed.
I would be short. I'd be like, there's a sign, go away, see you later.
I would probably just be like, I'm not interested and just close the door at them. Yeah. But I probably wouldn't be yelling at them. So it sounds like he has a little bit of a, anger issue, a little bit intense. Yeah. And again, buddy, shorten the sign. Just say, do not knock on my door or something. Like you don't have to go and he had a whole paragraph.
I know.
Okay. No one is reading the paragraph.
Just put do not disturb.
Not disturb. Do not knock on the door. Like nobody is reading. Like maybe they didn't read this fucking giant paragraph that he wrote. That's a lot of words, you know? People don't respond well when you have like a fucking wall of words. Yeah. There's a chance that they didn't read it.
Exactly. You should see what's on Rose's front door. Seriously.
Excuse me.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think... No, I do think he's a little bit of an asshole for having such a strong reaction.
Yeah, I think kind of the asshole.
Kind of. Like, it's understandable, but also you got to work on your little sign there, buddy.
It's understandable, but like tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, like
they're
just
old
calm the fuck
ladies.
down.
Like just, you
They're
know.
just trying to spread the word of Jesus.
Exactly. They're gospel
They're
women of
just trying
faith.
to send you to heaven, okay?
Yeah, blessed be the fruit, you know. But I think, yeah, honestly, in that situation, just tell people to get away from your property. Just say, I'm not interested. See you later. Close the door. Like,
yeah. Let's see some comments. Mm-hmm. God, why are there so many? Okay, the app is weird. I'm not used to this app. Okay.
I don't like it.
Oh, so somebody wrote, not the asshole. You were specific, and the old ladies have definitely understood your sign, but decided to give it a go because who on earth would not smile and listen to 3 old and nice ladies? I get that Christianity is a missionary religion, but that doesn't give its followers the right to invade you or anyone else's privacy, which starts by knocking on random's doors, even without signs, and harassing them with their BS. I mean, I kind of agree. I think generally, you know, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
I hate when people knock on my door like this.
Oh my God, I hate it too.
It's absolutely like, especially religious people, you're just like, oh,
like, I don't want to hear it.
That's the thing. You do feel like an asshole if you're like, because they're always very smiley.
Yeah. How's your day going?
Yeah,
oh my God. Do you have a moment for me to talk to you about Jesus Christ?
And then you don't want to be like, no. But then, like, you know, you don't want to be an asshole.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the situation that happened to me in London?
What happened to you?
When?
You didn't find Jesus?
I didn't find Jesus.
Someone wanted you to find Jesus?
So picture this. Having a house party. It was at our old place in London. So it was like beautiful house. We had the backyard. We had like tons of people over.
Right.
So it was when you and Chrissy had left and we had the 2 new roommates.
Right.
So we had like a kind of like housewarming sort of like to welcome everyone to the flat. So we all brought different groups of friends, right? Like everyone brought their different groups of friends.
Was this the party where someone's liquor got stolen?
Allegedly, yes.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, that was the same party. And the thing is the front door was like constantly being left open and people were just like walking in, walking out. Like there was a lot of people.
Like a house party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we weren't really keeping track. And at one point we're like sitting there and my flatmate comes up to me and there was a girl in the backyard sitting with one of our other friends, like chatting with her and like looked like she was taking notes or something. I don't know what was going on. And so my flatmate comes over and she goes, Daniel, is that your friend that's there? And I was like, no. Is that your friend? No.
Oh, no.
So we asked our other flatmate, we're like, is that your friend? No. And then we asked the other flatmate, do you know this girl? No. So
my God, someone crashed your party.
So I went over there and I was like, hi there. And then she's like, oh, hi. I'm just taking donations for like Oxfam or something. Yeah. And I was like,
for Oxfam.
Yeah.
Which is like a charity in the UK.
It's a charity. Yeah. And I was just like, and it was like 8:30 and 9 o'clock at night, first of all. And I was like, first of all, how did you get into my house?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, the door was open. And I just
you just invited yourself in.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Okay. Yeah.
And also you're going to have to scribble out all my friends' information that you were writing down because like my friend didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Because she was just kind of like, well, I don't know what's happening. She didn't know that it was going to be like for donations.
Oh
and
my
stuff.
God.
And I was like, yeah, you need to leave. And she's like, are you sure? Like I was hoping to get some more donations. Like she's mentioned about having a quota or something. I said, look, you're not going to solicit people at my party.
Yeah.
Like you need to leave.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And me and my flatmate both were like, hey, you need to leave. And we like walked her out, like just to make sure.
Yeah.
But both of us were like, what the
During the house party, she was like, I hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
There's like 30 people here. They're kind of drunk. They're going to write their name here.
But like who goes into someone's house party?
Well, maybe she was like trying to knock on the door and was like, oh shit, it's a house party. Let's just invite myself in.
Bold motherfuckers.
Oh my God. Well, she just blended in with everybody.
I know. She was young too. She's like our age. So that's why it was like easier to like kind of blend in. But I was just
God.
Like,
the audacity of these people.
I was like, okay, this is not okay. Like, honestly, people in the UK be
I thought she was trying to
hell.
get people to find Jesus at the party.
Well, might as well have been. God damn. And on that positive note, guys.
That's basically it.
Thank you for tuning into this week's pre-recorded episode of Am I the Asshole?
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about the stories, guys. Do you think any of these people aren't the assholes, are the assholes?
Yeah, were we right? Were we wrong? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know.
Do you think me and Rose are the assholes?
I mean, that's always the truth.
That's always debatable. But yeah, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, don't forget to hit follow, guys. Hit subscribe if you're watching us on the YouTube. Give us some comments. Show us some love. Give the video a thumbs up. And obviously, guys, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/the SaVeg Podcast. And we will catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.